And there it is, parked in front of Graceland. The year is 1985. Tom Cruise is a young hotshot. The 1963 Ford Esquire. The king of pop, Michael Jackson. Cars of the Stars Museum here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, the heart of the Smoky Mountains. And let me know what you think. Let's go check it out. This one belonged to Sir Paul McCartney. There's his Cadillac. A 2006 single edition Cadillac CTS. And let's look inside. And you can see props, memorabilia, and right beside this beautiful car that Paul McCartney owned, there's the visor. Visor autographed by Paul McCartney, Tony Bennett, and Jay Leno at a gala event in Beverly Hills. There's Paul McCartney, Tony Bennett, and Jay Leno. And right beside that is Save the Clock Tower. Of course, the year is 1985, but not for long. Teenager Marty McFly is about to be blasted to 1955. This was driven by Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future, so this is one of the original ones. There's a DeLorean from Back to the Future. Now, we've seen DeLoreans at other museums, and they all seem to say original, so it's hard to keep track, but this one says it was driven by Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. And of course, the Days of Thundrt, driven by Tom Cruise, 1990 Chevrolet Lumina. Cole Trickle. Tom Cruise is a young hotshot with little stock car driving experience and a lot of raw talent. This movie, along with live television and popular drivers, propelled NASCAR into one of the most watched sports in America.
Flag 1 lap to go. Last lap, Cole.
Let's look inside. You can see it's bare bones, as they usually are. And a display showing Steve McQueen in Le Mans. Who doesn't love Steve McQueen? Now check out this car, guys. This car is an interesting car, and it was used in more than one production. This car right here. Check that out. I'll tell you a little bit about it because it talks a little bit about it right here, but a country squire. Look at the size of that. That was a boat. It's one of the few cars that has been featured in two high-profile movies, in Ford versus Ferrari. Then legendary director Steven Spielberg chose to use this in The Fabelmans, and there it is, actually being used in The Fabelmans. The 1963 Ford Esquire. And here's Matt Damon, Christian Bale, Ford versus Ferrari. Check this out. Check that out. What an incredible car. That is an incredible car, and that was used in the filming of Ford versus Ferrari. Look inside, you can see pictures of the actors. Now, did you think I was going to come to Pigeon Forge and not show you something of Dolly Parton? No, of course not. I'm going to show you something of Dolly Parton. Here's Dolly Parton's 1997 Cadillac, right there.
I mean, there's so many spectacular cars in here, and mine is not one of them. I know different people.
And she's talking about her car being here. There is her dress, some memorabilia, and her in the car, and her signing it. But this is Dolly Parton's personally owned car.
But I did manage to fancy up to somebody with it. Did you notice I have a Cadillac Escalade for this car? Can you believe it? I think I got the better end of that deal, don't you? But I always loved Cadillacs.
So did you guys hear that? Dolly Parton was just saying that for them, for this museum to get this car, they gave her a brand new Cadillac Escalade, and she gave them this old Cadillac. So they traded her. They gave her one to own hers. And there, right there, signed by all the Beach Boys, along with memorabilia, is this 1955 Ford Thunderbird. How incredible is that? What a beautiful, look how long, look at the art. That's incredible. Alrighty, I've done a few vlogs on Elvis Presley. I even am doing an Elvis Presley car museum. But here's a car owned by the King. And of course, you see the TCB. There's the title. It's a 1975 Lincoln Continental. And there it is, parked in front of Graceland. And there's the check. Right there. That's Elvis's. 1975. And here's a small collection of Elvis memorabilia. Microphone. Signed card. Of course, the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. And I've done so many Michael Jackson vlogs. Here's the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. This was a 1985 Mercedes-Benz owned and driven by Michael Jackson. And you can see memorabilia on the wall right there. A glove and the sign, but this right in the window you can see MJ. The King of Pop owned this. Look at the cell phone holder back then, back when they were almost built into cars. Here's a Steve McQueen motorcycle. The 1966 BSA Lightning. Steve McQueen. And more Fast and Furious and the Fate of the Furious. 2015 Subaru. Right here from Fast and the Furious. Let's check that out inside. And of course, I've shown you others, but here's another Batmobile right here. I just love the style of this. I've always loved the style of this. And all kinds of memorabilia. Fast 5. A Dodge Charger. What an incredible looking car. Look at the front grille. All mesh. Beautiful car. And Paul Walker's costume and t-shirt. Right there. There's the spray bottle used in the movie. The t-shirt Paul Walker used in the movie. Man, he's gone way too soon. What a talented actor. And the Zippo. And another car from the Fast and the Furious. Check that out. 1995 Mitsubishi Eclipse. Let's check it out inside. Like the others, bare bones. Like a racing car would be. How cool is that car? Look at the front. This is a Bentley from The Fate of the Furious. Let's not forget Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Here's his motorcycle. Check that out. The 1966 Corvette Stingray. Michelle Rodriguez. Very, very cool to see that. What beautiful, beautiful cars, this collection. A 1953 Buick Skylark. The legendary comedian Bob Hope. This was his car, the Caddy, 1954, filmed in Palm Springs at the Palm Springs Golf Club. Dean Martin, Jackie Burke, Ben Hogan, Jerry Lewis, Byron Nelson, Sam Snead, and Julius Boros. But this was owned by Bob Hope. And of course, Herbie the Love Bug. I've showed you other Herbies, but this is a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, and this was used in production. You can see the ownership on the wall to prove that it was an actual one. Walt Disney Productions. Incredible. All these vehicles with the memorabilia, the artifacts, the posters, the movie clips showing them used actually makes this a really, really neat museum, and it brings the vehicles to life. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I've gone to tons of car museums and done other vlogs in car museums, but this one's really well done. It's a nice museum, and it's a good collection of celebrity-owned vehicles, movie cars, TV cars. It's kind of cool to see this. Alrighty guys, what did you think of that? I thought that was a really cool car museum. It's right here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, at the heart of the Smoky Mountains. Now, I always like to say, life is like a book, and I want to read it with you. So until next time guys, hit that subscribe and like button below. Let's go on more adventures. I always enjoy your company, and I'm so glad you came along. From Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and this really cool Cars of the Stars Museum. Until next time guys, it's Chris. Peace.